Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. I am your host, Sam Randazzo, and I am joined by my two slightly inebriated co-hosts.
Oh, Christ.
To my right, it is the one and only Uncle Sam.
Hello.
And fondling his own limp rigatoni noodle, it is Bruce, the tugboat Venditti.
Bruce, the Virgin Venditti, still.
What's up?
How's your night?
Bruce had one in the bag last night. Thought he had one in the bag and lost it because he doesn't remember anything.
I don't remember anything.
You know, he was at the bar. Where were you? What bar were you at?
Tin Roof.
The Tin Roof. He picked up one of those trans testicles, took it home, and he doesn't remember anything afterwards, except for a pain in his backside.
God.
Oh, wow. What a way to start out today's show.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving
It was nice.
and the night before.
I ate way too much.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
My favorite dish on Thanksgiving, kapusta.
Really?
If you don't know what kapusta is, it's shell noodles, sauerkraut, and bacon
It's actually
baked.
It is actually.
And it is absolutely amazing.
But that's your favorite?
It's my favorite. It really
Yeah, but
is.
see that.
That and fresh kielbasa.
Yeah, but that's not Thanksgiving.
That's
Yeah, it is.
You made kielbasa on Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
That's
yes.
see to me, kapusta and kielbasa is Christmas.
No, it's Thanksgiving, dude. We do it every Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving stuffing. It's turkey. It's mashed potatoes.
Ham.
Ham.
Yeah, we did that.
Potatoes,
Everything you
Green
just said, we had.
Sweet
Green beans,
green beans.
Okay.
So you'd
sweet
rather have
potatoes.
pizza than all
So
of
what
My
would-
wife
what
makes
would
a
you
sweet
rather
potato puree
it. Yeah.
that is fucking outstanding.
Do you use fresh sweet potatoes? Or use Bruce's yams,
What are you talking about?
canned yams.
Use
No, we
Bruce's
cook
yams.
fresh yams.
Oh, Bruce's yams.
You don't use my yams?
You don't use Bruce's yams.
Guess what? You don't even use your yam.
Bruce, what's your favorite Thanksgiving
Oh, it's stuffing.
stuff?
Figures.
Stuffing.
He loves to get stuffed.
You put that warm gravy on the stuffing. Oh my God, it's game over.
You know what's better than that?
Or the mashed potatoes.
Better than that? What your mom does. Fresh cranberry sauce on
Fresh
stuff.
Yeah, the
cranberry sauce.
cranberry
Fucking
sauce. Oh my
amazing,
God, yeah.
bro.
It is.
Well, you said gravy, asshole.
No, the cranberry sauce is also there. You can use the cranberry sauce.
Are you okay right now? You can't even talk.
No, I
what
can't.
the fucking
I can't. I
shit?
lost my voice at the Lions game.
Anyway.
Wow.
It was fucking 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then I went to the Red Wings game last night. So God.
They lose?
No, they went into a shootout.
Oh.
Larkin came in clutch.
Just asking.
Scored
well,
a goal.
speaking of the Lions game,
Oh,
Bruce's
God.
attendance at said game.
Oh, God.
I think that's a perfect way to start out today's episode. Obviously, with the 3 games going on Thanksgiving, you pretty much we're forced to watch the Lions game. The Bills, I'll say this much. The Lions gave them a very good game.
That was a winnable game.
The Lions gave
That was
away
a
very
very
good game.
winnable game.
It was a very winnable game.
I
Personally-
I don't want to get crazy about what we've seen. I mean, I think overall they played a solid 3 quarters.
Yes.
Defense did.
Solid 3
I
quarters.
think the defense played better than
The
expected.
defense did. Yeah.
For me personally, I know Bruce is going to disagree with this. I think Goff had them in a position to control the game. Literally, they were in control. Of this game.
I don't think he did anything to cost them the game. I mean, you could probably say the safety, but there was that. I'm going to
That's
tell you
play
what.
calling.
The offensive line fell apart on that play, and you saw it from the get go. He didn't really have a chance to do anything. Outside that, he made a couple of bad throws, but I tell you what, he made a couple of big time throws in that game. And even Tony Romo, who was doing the game, said that's a big time. He said Goff was very good.
Right. But
And that comes from the
but-
guy who was a
to win a game like this, you can't just be good. You can't
Well,
throw the ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown
to win a game
the
like
entire
that,
game.
you can't shoot yourself in the foot, and you can't do that. Once again, the clock management at the end of the first half, as well at the end of the game, was fucking atrocious. Atrocious.
Okay, you got to figure. Let's break this down real quick, and then I'll let the emotional side of this come in. With 32 seconds left, they were up by 3. With 32 seconds left in this game,
Correct.
they were up by 3. It was 22-19.
Correct.
All right. Obviously, Buffalo was able to score the touchdown. Okay. And then the Lions put themselves in the position to tie this game.
Correct.
All right. And then, for some reason, prior to them kicking the field goal to tie the game back up at 25-25, Dan Campbell, for reasons unbeknownst to me, on third down, with 20-some seconds left, I want to say it was like 23 seconds left,
It was 23 seconds.
decided he was going to
On
go
third
for
and
the-
one.
he decided he was going to go for the W. And as soon as I saw Goff drop back to pass, I looked down to see how many timeouts Buffalo had. And when I saw there were 3 timeouts,
Yes.
and this pass play that I'm going to guess was an attempt to take a shot at the end zone didn't even get close.
Well, he gave the reasoning for it. That was supposed to be a back shoulder fade. Okay. What happened was Shark,
You actually call him
instead of
Shark.
hold
It's
on,
not Shark, it's Shark now.
whatever. Shark, whatever his fucking
Yeah, but
name is.
he said it decent.
Listen,
He's right in the
he broke his route, put his fucking hand up. Goff had already released the fucking pass before he stuck his hand up and wanted him to throw it deeper,
Okay.
and he didn't.
But-
and it missed, and it missed a little wide.
A good coach in this position
A good coach in this position
runs the
runs
ball,
the football, gets the
calls
first
timeout.
down,
Right.
runs as much time off the clock
Right.
as
You call a
possible.
timeout with 2 seconds left, and you kick the field goal and take that fucker to overtime.
Exactly.
Because I got news for you. One, we've seen Buffalo in overtime,
Right.
and it ain't that fabulous.
So
Two,
that's what I was saying.
it comes down to essentially the coin flip, right? And if say the Lions got it,
Yeah.
we're-
They have the
nobody's-
momentum.
Right.
They had the
You
momentum
have
then.
momentum
You just kick the
going
field
in.
goal to tie it.
Correct.
You had the momentum to go.
And
If you get the kick, you take it downfield.
and hypothetically, let's say the Lions do that, kick the field goal, go to overtime, lose that game in overtime.
I'm good with that.
I'm okay with
I-
that.
Nobody's
Oh my God.
complaining, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Everybody is
complaining.
complaining for this and this reason only. This guy continues to cost this team games. I like him. I think he's a great motivator. But you know what? He can't call a game for fucking shit.
it's
and this is exactly
constant
why the
mismanagement.
coach prior to him, not Patricia, but the one before that,
So-
got ran out of fucking town
What
here
is-
Right.
because he did the same thing with the
Because-
clock and everything else.
Literally 2 weeks ago, NFL and us, we were all praising guys like Dan Campbell, Mike Vrabel, Jeff Saturday.
I
And now we're here again with the Lions.
Well, because
and here we go.
He makes a very good point because you have to break it down. Is the X's and O's coach that knows how to manage the clock and calls the game the right guy, or is the guy that can have control of the locker room, a team coach, a player coach, a guy that everybody loves but doesn't know how to
Manage a
game
Manage a game.
going down the stretch? What's the worst? of two
At
evils?
what point does the team start to say to themselves, "Do we have the right guy in charge of this?"
I don't think you're going to have that issue.
I don't.
Well,
not
my
yet.
dad-
Not yet.
My dad gave a great point yesterday. His job is secured. So what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah, that's also true. But
What does it matter?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think any guy's job is secure in the NFL.
You play for the Ford family. And they came out and
I don't
You're
think
our
any-
guy for the next year. Oh my God.
You know what
Oh
though?
my
Matt Patricia
God.
didn't even finish out his tenure here.
Yeah, but
Jim Caldwell didn't
Sheila
finish
didn't-
out his
they didn't
tenure
come out
here.
and say he's our guy. He's our guy.
Well, yeah, they said Jim Caldwell. Listen to me.
love Jim
Martha
Caldwell.
Ford absolutely loved Jim Caldwell.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I think he was blowing the cobwebs off it. But anyway, it is what it is. At what point does this guy, do you think that this guy is the right guy going forward? You're going to go to another draft, another It continues
I-
to pile on. He's costing.
He's a
his
good
team
coach.
games.
He's a good coach, but he shouldn't be the head coach.
Well, what should he be then? Should he be on the
weight- the
sidelines with
weight
a
and
water
strength.
bottle?
The weight and strength coach. That's what he should be.
Strength.
Oh, yeah,
Conditioning.
the strength and
and
conditioning coach.
Be in the locker
Anyway,
room, hyping him
you know
up.
what? That is so fucking useless. This guy's making millions of dollars. Millions. He has to stop costing his team games and play the fucking game the way it's supposed to be played.
Well, this is
Coach it the way it's supposed to be
here's
coached.
the issue I have with this, right? Obviously, the Lions were on a 3-game win streak, and everybody a lot of people gave them a chance in this game, and they showed that
They had a chance.
they showed that they could come out up against a very
What were they,
good
a
Buffalo
9-point
team.
dog?
Yeah,
They're a 9-point dog. Nobody was
9.5.
giving them a fucking chance.
9.5. Well, but Vegas might not have been giving them a chance,
Yeah.
but the people were giving them a chance, right?
Oh, I thought they matched
'cause
up
the
really
people
well.
wanna
In fact,
have
you know
the
what?
Lions.
You know what? I think I was right. I thought they matched up real well
They
against
did.
them. Even as
did.
shorthanded as they
Yes.
were, Julian Acquara going out, that hurt.
Yeah.
They get a guy up off the practice squad, throw him in there. The guy gets 2 sacks.
Well, this is the issue that I have now. And guess what? At the end of the day, I didn't think they beat Buffalo, but the fashion in which they lost, and this is why I said, if you run the ball there, you drain the clock, you kick the field goal, and whatever happens in overtime happens.
That's
it's
coached
not
the right
as-
way.
Stop going for the win.
It's coached the right way, but it's not as losing in overtime to Buffalo isn't as
Took him to overtime.
right. It's not as motivation crushing as that was, because now
This loss is not going to be gone right away.
correct. I agree.
And
with
I still think this is going to
And,
be in their head.
know,
that's what worries me, because now you play
Jacksonville.
quite frankly a shit team in Jacksonville next week,
And
and
I don't think they're shitty at all, to be honest with you.
realistically
They're beatable.
I think the momentum's kind of sucked out of this team now after that loss. And it's actually sad to see, because they gave Buffalo a good game. But it's the most Lions thing ever to go out next week against fucking
Here's the
Jacksonville.
most Lions thing ever. For them to come out next week against Jacksonville, like they did against the Patriots,
Yes,
and get fucking
that's what I'm
smoked.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what
Now,
I'm
if this happens, then you really got to step back and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Is Dan Campbell the right guy
on the
for
other
this
hand,
job?
on the other side of the ball, I'll say this. I thought Buffalo, I'm going to give it to the Lions. And you know how hard that is for me to do, but I'm going to give it to the Lions because they did. They played this team well. They matched up better against them than I realistically thought they were going to. But I thought Buffalo, and a lot of people disagree with me, but I thought Buffalo played a nice game. Allen continues to have turnover issues.
Yeah,
which
he's struggling.
down-
Listen, if he's put under pressure, my man, I don't see MVP candidate there. I
No,
don't. I don't.
I think we're past that now.
He's not Pat Mahomes.
No,
He's not cute.
but I don't know what's going on with that, because we've seen him at times. We've seen
Well, it's
Josh
not. You know
Allen.
what? I wouldn't even say it's even so much as him. Stephon Diggs looked like this guy forgot how to play football.
Yeah, in the whole first half, all his
Dude,
points.
well, Jerry Jacobs was
What, he
on
had
him
one
most of the
reception
first half.
I don't.
Huh?
He had
Stephon Diggs had
Diggs
like one
finished-
reception, right?
Diggs
Well, that's
finished
because
fir-
Jerry Jacobs played him very well.
Yeah.
Jerry Jacobs went out hurt in that game.
Came
because
back.
in the third
Came
quarter,
back.
they stuck him on the bigger guy. Who's the other guy? The other receiver they have.
McKenzie or Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis.
Davis.
They put Jerry Jacobs on Gabe Davis because he was physical enough to stay with him.
Yeah, I mean Diggs
But
finished.
McKenzie, he ran all over, the hell's his name? 25. Fucking guy's trash.
Deshaun Elliott
No.
on the Lions
Hughes.
or Bills.
The Lions secondary.
Hughes, Parker.
No, he played 25.
Elliott.
Fuck.
Either way, all right.
He's trash, dude. He's trash. That McKenzie guy burned him about 3 fucking times, dude.
Okay,
He's trash.
I think
I can't remember his name.
I don't.
The biggest. I don't know if you heard it on TV, but the halftime show.
I didn't mind the halftime show.
You didn't mind it?
No.
Terrible. The entire stadium.
Listen, everybody
hold on,
bitches about
hold
the
on.
fucking
If you were
halftime
watching
show
it on
every year at
TV,
Thanksgiving.
if you're watching on
fucking
TV,
cares?
if you're watching on TV, that's fine. But the entire stadium was booing.
Who gives a fuck about the halftime show?
66,000 people, and you have
I don't even know who that
BB
who was it?
Rexa BB Rexa.
Who's that?
She's facing the goddamn, excuse my French, she's facing the concessions.
Who is she?
Some artist, I don't care.
Some artist?
Yeah.
You don't care? Exactly.
Makes
Nobody
songs
cares.
with Calvin Harris.
Nobody cares.
That's the thing. What the fuck? What are we
what do you
doing? What are we
want?
doing?
Who do you want out there? Snoop
we doing?
Doggy Doo or Beyonce?
This thing,
What
we,
the fuck?
we come out of
Nobody cares.
right?
cares about
Before
the
halftime,
halftime show?
we're playing good. We're playing good.
Halftime shows are irrelevant.
We're playing good. Halftime show comes. That's terrible. Going into halftime, what are the Lions doing? Fucking win mode.
Halftime shows
Win
are
mode.
irrelevant, dude.
Okay.
That's a part of Thanksgiving.
Back to the game. Back to the game. I thought Amon-Ra St. Brown had a very
fucking stud,
very,
dude.
very
Kid's a fucking stud.
The only guy who's gonna get the ball.
Kid's a
Against-
fucking
shit.
stud.
against
No,
the-
because I'll give Ben Johnson this much. When this guy runs plays for Amon-Ra St. Brown, this fucking kid's wide open
Yep.
all the time.
Yes.
he is.
He
So
reminds
is
me a lot of
everybody else.
Justin Jefferson.
He's
He's a very good route runner.
I agree. 1000%. I agree with that. I thought the Lions did a nice job of shutting Diggs down in the first.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
You know what really disappointed me was the Jamal Williams is a great dude. Guy tries his ass off, and when he fumbled, it kind of took the fucking wind out of their sails in that first half. But they did rebound, and they did come back and score. But think if they would have put that touchdown in, they would have been up. They would have been up.
game goes in a different direction.
Game goes in a different direction. Exactly. I think that Buffalo wouldn't have went down the field the way they did. And let me say this, and I'm going to say this one fucking time. High school Anzalone got a fucking turnover, okay? The guy made 2 plays in the whole entire fucking game. He also gave up a fucking touchdown that the guy ran clearly right by him. He was totally out of position. He's fucking trash. He needs to be holding a water bottle and giving everybody water on the sidelines. I am fucking so tired of this guy. This guy is not an NFL
lost.
linebacker. He is not a starting linebacker in this league. I don't even think he's a fucking special teams linebacker in this league. At what point does this shit stop? Stop already. It's fucking garbage, dude. It's garbage. I'm sorry. I can't. The guy makes a great play, and then he lets up a fucking touchdown. It was fucking third down. He'd have made the fucking tackle, cut him out of the end zone, he'd have kicked the field goal. Instead of fucking going for scoring a touchdown. At what point does it fucking stop? God damn it. Fuck.
Another thing I noticed about this, DeAndre Swift is no longer a vital part of this offense.
Well, DeAndre Swift right now, I don't think the coaching staff believes in him. I really don't.
He's gotten 5 carries a game for the last month.
He's
Correct.
pissed about it too.
Well, but there's a
But-
reason why.
But Ben Johnson did say that when he's in, the offense is so much more versatile. You put him out in the slot, and they think anything's coming. It could be a run, it could be a pass.
He dropped a touchdown. What else are we going to talk about here?
He also scored a touchdown. I mean,
Yeah,
what
but
do
he
you-
dropped one too.
No, he did not score a touchdown.
He didn't?
No.
Charks, St. Brown, and Jamal had touchdowns. Another
He dropped a touchdown. Receiving touchdown.
I think that the workload for Swift, the only reason he's getting, I mean, he had 4 receptions and 5 carries. And he combined for 43 yards. But I think his workload right now is strictly to show that he can still do something, so that way in the offseason they can shop him. I do not think he will be here next year. I don't. Justin Jackson looks okay. Jamal Williams is obviously your bell cow back now.
Yeah, but you don't have anybody as explosive as Swift.
Doesn't matter.
That's true.
Swift-
You're
Swift is-
absolutely right on that. But I don't think at this point this guy cannot stay on the field.
He has no explosion because he's not out there.
He's not right. I mean, what are you going to explode if you're standing
Because
on the sideline?
they're using him in the passing game.
I get that. I get
They
that.
run him outside, and then it collapses. It collapses every
It's
time.
not that. You know
Gain
what? They don't
2
trust him to
yards.
run the football anymore. They don't trust him, dude. You know why? Because all he wants to do is cut it to the sidelines, cut it to the outside.
And
he won't.
we
He
saw
won't turn
that-
it back
we
up
saw
into
that
the
in
field.
Hard Knocks
He
that he
eats.
didn't want to run in through.
He
We've
eats.
seen that then.
Yeah, but at the beginning of the season, he was cutting inside.
Yeah.
He ate
He
It
one
hasn't
game.
done it since.
Right.
The best thing they could have done with Swift, and I said it at the deadline, was you shop. Guess what? The draft capital they could have gotten back for Swift, they could have went out and got another explosive running back if they really wanted to, who would have came in as a healthy rookie, and you could have started all over. Right now, if you could trade DeAndre Swift for Kenneth Walker, would you?
I think that's a
In
no-brainer.
a heartbeat. Personally.
That's a close one.
Yeah. The only problem was we gave away the capital to get Kenneth Walker.
Correct.
For Jameis Williams.
Josh Allen had 10 rushes for 78 yards. And honest to God, it surprised me that was all he was able to do, because for some reason, and we've seen this against Chicago and now against Buffalo, the Lions don't respect the quarterback's ability to run whatsoever. Because again, we have 2 weeks in a row where you know the quarterback is going to run the ball. You know it.
Yeah.
And they don't
He had to.
they don't really do anything to prevent it.
But you know what? They tried. They don't have anybody to keep up with it. Listen, he's so big and physical. They don't have the guys to. I watched him run over Kirby Joseph. Come on, dude. They don't have the guns back there to stay with this guy. They don't. And Kirby Joseph is a damn good football player.
Yeah.
So
Rookie.
what this essentially means now, the Lions, all of that big hype talk about how, this is going to be the push for the wild card.
That's the same old Lions, is it? Yeah.
Okay.
Guess what? The way they ended that game, that was the same old Lions.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way that game ended was what they used to do in the past.
The guy
and that's
behind me-
shoot themselves in the
The
foot.
guy behind me left. He was like, "We won. Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Goodbye." We're like, "Holy shit. How are you leaving right
You
now?"
want to know what? It's quick after seeing that to say the same old Lions, and it's also quick not to. I don't want to pass that yet, because I said this on last week's show. There's one game that matters way more to this team than this one, and it's next Sunday against fucking Jacksonville. Because regardless, if they beat the Bills, if they lost to the Bills,
What's
no
their next
matter
game?
What?
They got Jacksonville at home. Then they have another game at home. Who is it? Chicago?
Were they
Yes,
3 straight home
'cause
games?
they already played at Chicago.
Yeah.
Right.
If the Chicago game doesn't matter to me either. You're going to see everything that you need to know about this Detroit Lions team. And if there's
Next week.
the debate between same old Lions and turning the corner is next week. Because if they come out next week and they absolutely dud against
Lay an egg like they
Jacksonville,
did against New England.
it's the same old Lions.
Yeah.
If they come out and they play Jacksonville hard, they make it a
Right.
game, and they find a way to come against a good young team with a W, then I will sit here and say that they might be turning the corner.
That's what I've been saying. Is they have to beat Jacksonville.
You have to beat
That
Jacksonville.
is the
Because it'd be real easy and it'd be real same old Lions for them to come out now after losing a heartbreaker to the Bills and lose by 30 to Jacksonville. That's same old Lions. If they
Yes.
come out against Jacksonville and they play them hard and they play them respectfully,
Right.
I'll have more respect for them. Because then the next week they don't play Chicago at home. They play Minnesota at home.
Oh, that's Minnesota they got at home?
and that's
Yeah.
always a toss up, and that should be your most electric game.
You
have all season.
might say that's a toss-up.
It is.
That's
every
not a toss-up.
every
Is it a
year
1
the
o'clock game?
Lions play the
You know what that
Vikings.
means.
It is a toss
Oh,
up.
by
That's
the
fine.
way,
Every
congratulations to Kirk Cousins. He broke his own curse.
So we're going to skip. Do you want to talk about the Giants and Dallas first, or go right
Yeah, we
into Kirk
can.
Cousins?
Let's do
That was a
Giants
shit
and
show.
Dallas. That's
Let's
fine.
go. No, you know what? We're already talking about Kirk Cousins. So let's talk about Kirk Cousins. Then
Okay.
let's jump back.
Can I bring a similarity from that game to this game, to the Lions game? Is the
What
fact
game?
that their fans weren't. There was no fans for Minnesota, and there were no fans for the Lions.
What are you talking about?
Ford Field was a sea of Buffalo fans.
It was honestly.
Does that
honestly,
surprise you?
when we were on offense, it was loud.
Well, I mean, Buffalo travels better than any team in the league. It's a
Yeah.
4-hour
Right,
drive.
but when I'm turning around
It's
and I
the
see
Bills
a
Mafia,
sea full of
Bruce.
Detroit Lions fans,
It's the Bills Mafia.
and I see a Detroit Lions fan, whole section, and you're sitting down,
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit.
Bills
Why
Mafia,
are you
bud.
fucking buying tickets to a fucking football game on Thanksgiving if you're gonna sit down?
Listen, the only
and
reason
be
why
with
you're
your
there is
family
because your
the entire
dad bought
time?
the fucking tickets.
Listen, my dad almost got in 4 fights All right.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I swear to God.
Okay.
Before the game, during the game, and after the game.
Was he acting just like his sons?
Yeah, he was.
I'm glad that game is over. We'll just keep it there.
Anyway,
You want to talk about
Fairweather
Kirk Cousins?
fans.
I do want to talk about Kirk Cousins. He was fucking exceptional.
He was exceptional, and he did indeed break the curse. But I'm going to say this: Minnesota, great bounce back after the routing they took from Dallas the week prior.
Right.
Great bounce back, and they needed that because a lot of people lost a ton of faith. I mean, you lose by 37 points
Right.
as a 8-1 football team, and then you go and do that. Some people are going to raise eyebrows. Now, I thought Minnesota played a very good game. I also thought New England played a very good game.
Neither team was able to fucking run the football at
No.
all. They tried.
Hey, baby, TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Hawkinson did have a nice little
Justin
game.
Jefferson.
Justin
Like, oh,
Jefferson.
Again. Again.
They put up the stat that through his first 3 seasons.
Yeah, he broke Randy Moss's fucking record.
Yeah,
dude.
Randy Moss and Odell were tied, and he broke that.
Yeah.
Realistically, I thought, and this is going to shock you because you know how I feel about him. I thought Devontae Parker looked pretty good.
Devontae Parker did look good. You know what? I
He
was
always looks
watching him,
good.
and I was
Come
like,
on.
this guy's been resurrected.
He's always looked good.
No,
No.
They have a
no,
quarterback to
no, because
utilize
every year he would draft him in his fantasy league, and they would talk
And I
about how
get
great
pounded.
he's going to do.
Yeah.
and he would shit the
Um,
literal
and
bed.
Also, I'm going to make a comparison here, and again, just take it with a grain of salt. But Ramondre Stevenson, this guy, outside of a couple of pass catching running backs, there are few that look better than him, both out of the backfield and catching balls in the league.
The guy's a beast in between the tackles.
But
He really is.
his ability to catch the ball and make a move. He
Yes.
had 9 receptions for 76 yards.
Got really nice feet.
He's got great feet. He runs a nice crisp route for a running back. Realistically, I mean, he looks like one of the best pass catching backs in the league right now. I mean, his numbers, you can't argue it. No, you're right. Neither team could run the ball. But
Yeah, Dalvin Cook had 22 carries for 42
yeah,
yards.
he had 2 yards per carry.
Fuck.
I mean, the ability of Stevenson out of catching the ball, it was a separating factor in this game.
How about Mac Jones?
Mac Jones, career high.
382 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yep, career high, a 120 QBR. He looked absolutely fabulous.
But Cousins was absolutely 30 of 37 for 299, 3 touchdowns into 1 pick.
And you know what? I was shocked. I was truly
He
shocked.
was exceptional.
Yep, the Patriots busted my whole day. But
He
say
was
this
not the guy that played at Dallas the week before.
both teams have a nice. The Patriots are better than I thought they were.
Oh, I don't think they're bad at all.
They're better than I thought.
Yeah. I think they're better than the Jets, to be honest with you.
I think they're better than the Jets too.
Okay.
I will admit that.
And let's talk about that mid game that went on there.
The Giants went into Dallas
Yeah.
and lost by 8. It was a 28-25
And Dak
score.
Prescott did everything he could to give him the game.
See, I'm
I truly believe that.
going to be honest
Touchdowns,
with
2 picks.
I think that the Giants defense stepped up in a big way in this game.
Yes.
I think Ezekiel Elliott, for the first time since the first couple weeks of the year, looked healthy, looked strong, looked like a
Explosive.
bell cow running
Yeah.
back. Tony Pollard was kind of exposed a little bit. And CeeDee Lamb.
Yes, he
to
was
me,
not effective.
To me, the most impressive player out of this game was CeeDee Lamb because he was. I'm going to be honest with you.
He looked
he's kind of
unstoppable.
overlooked as he's not up there in the conversation with the Jamar Chases and the Justin Jeffersons and everybody else. And I got news for you. If he continues to have the rapport he does with Dak, because you got to remember, there was a part of this year where CD was kind of irrelevant when Rush was playing.
Right.
Because Noah Brown was the number 1 receiver for this team. But the rapport he has with Dak and his ability to run routes and his size and his speed and everything else, don't be shocked if in the next year or two, CeeDee Lamb is up there in the conversations with your Jamar Chase.
And he got kind of robbed out of a touchdown at the back of the
Yes,
end
he
zone
did.
in that game. That was a clear touchdown, and they called it incomplete. I even after the fucking review, and I was like, who is reviewing these plays? Whoever's in New York needs to be fired.
Dalton Schultz.
Oh, absolutely.
Dalton Schultz, 2
Yeah.
touchdown catches for him.
Yeah, he had a good
It
game.
was he had a nice little game. And I'll tell you what, this was the first time I watched the Giants all year where they looked like Darius Slayton's kind of making him an argument to be a number 1 guy. He was targeted 6 times. He only had 3 receptions for 63 yards. But the way that he was
But
running
he
routes,
also had 3 pass interference calls on him. too.
correct.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, he's really starting to look like he could be a viable. Because realistically, if you go up and down the Giants roster, they don't have viable receivers. He looks like he could be a viable
James?
receiver for this team. Richie James doesn't
He's a
really
cute little
impress me
slot
that
guy
much.
and a
Correct.
return guy.
Yeah, but Darius Slayton actually looked good. And I'm going to say this much: Dallas's defense, we know what to expect.
We know how good they are.
Correct, and
That front, their front is for real. They're no joke.
yeah, and nobody's going to run the ball on him. Period. And so Saquon had another average at best game, below average, to be honest. He did get a tud in there, but
He was catching a lot of balls too, though. Daniel Jones, dude. You know what? Daniel Jones gritted that game as much as he could.
yeah,
He did what he could do. And in their offensive line, who's missing a few pieces, they were shaky at times.
The problem is with the Giants is they're good, but they're a few pieces away still from being
Yeah.
and we knew this going into the year. I didn't think the Giants would be anything. And I think they've greatly surpassed expectations. But
Yes,
you
I
don't
agree.
have you got one maybe viable receiver. Saquon can only do so much behind that offensive line. And if they go up against a good
he had a
defense-
couple of runs there against that Dallas defense, and I was just like, my jaw dropped. He is so explosive at times.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's staying healthy, and that's the thing. He's running smart now.
Mm-hmm.
He's running smart, and you have to do that.
I'll be honest with you.
DeAndre Swift should take a page off that book. You got to run smart.
I know you're going to talk shit, but I didn't think Dak Prescott had that bad of a game. I
Listen to me.
really
Dak,
didn't.
Dak Prescott is what Dak Prescott is. Lucky he only had 2 picks. He should have had 3.
I thought Dak he managed the game pretty well. I mean, yes, the picks did not come.
There's plays when he was hitting Lamb, and I was like, God damn, that was a nice play.
Yes.
And then the next play,
I don't know.
holy shit. It's like he forgot how to play quarterback. It's that inconsistency from him is what I'm talking about with him.
Well,
The 2 picks, and they were bad throws. It wasn't like it was it was bad throws. If you watch him, he's very inconsistent.
you know what? I think for the first time, Dallas. Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
They put together a nice 4th quarter.
They had
they
a
did.
nice
Listen.
game. They had a nice game.
They did.
They're gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna lose the 1st
They're going
round.
to lose in the first round.
Exactly.
You're right. All
It
right.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Should we get into this weekend's matchups?
Yeah,
Okay.
do that.
Starting off Sunday at 1 p.m. at the Dog Pound, the 500 Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town to play the Browns. Tampa is currently a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under is 42. And I am obviously, without a doubt, taking my Buccaneers in this game.
Absolutely.
Leonard Fournette is going to be a game-time decision. He's currently listed as doubtful. I don't care. I'm excited to see Rashad White run the ball. And I'll be honest with you, Cleveland over the last couple of games really hasn't impressed me much. They've been unable to run the ball because they put themselves in situations where they need Jacoby Brissett to throw. And at the end of the day, I think
They've gotten down in these games that they've been losing. They're getting down early, and it's taking that offense. For some reason, they abandoned the run.
yes, because they're down. I mean, they lost to Miami and Buffalo. So is this a more winnable game? Probably. But at the end of the day, I just think that Tampa's defense is going to overwhelm the run early. They're going to get away from it. They're going to rely on Jacoby Brissett to throw the ball. It's not going to go all that well. And I think that
He's going to be under some huge pressure.
listen to me.
He's playing 2 better defenses than he did. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I think Tampa's defense, as far as pass rush, is better than Buffalo.
Agree. Especially after what I saw.
And they're
They're
better
here.
than Miami, too.
It's that time of the season.
Right.
They're-
It's-
You'll see.
Hey,
You'll see what I'm talking about.
It's post-Thanksgiving Brady.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, this is
everybody
it.
just
This is his
it's
time of
make
the
it or
year.
break it right now.
correct. And
It's-
and I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the documentary that Julian Edelman came out with?
No, I haven't.
Okay. He released a little preview clip, and the question was, do you ever see yourself playing football again?
Oh God, no.
And he goes, well, I definitely think if I did, I'd have the ability to go out there for 12 plays a game and catch 10 passes.
I believe he's still ownership of the New England Patriots, regardless.
And he said, you have to remember, football season doesn't start till December 1st.
That is true.
So just keep an eye on that one.
I wouldn't
I got
worry
the
about
chills
that.
when I
I don't think.
that is a.
I don't think
winning
he's a viable
attitude.
option, regardless.
That is a winning fucking. attitude.
Scotty Miller is doing just good. Good job being the poor man Julian Edelman.
Fucking.
Anyway,
Well,
I don't see him
fair-
coming back. I don't see Rob Gronkowski coming back.
I think we need to.
I think you see
I think
Julian
this
Edelman
game-
than you see Gronk.
Honest to God, I think this game has a little bit more weight to it than people think.
Anyway,
That's all I'm saying.
I don't. I think the Buccaneers will win this game and win it easily.
I do too. That 3.5 points obviously doesn't bother me. The over under of 42.5. I'm going to say this: Cleveland's been able to keep up points wise with some of these teams.
I'm going to go over on this.
I'm going to go under on this.
Okay.
This
I-
might be the slobber knocker.
Well, I don't want to say this might be the slobber knocker because
No.
Cleveland's defense has to be respected a little bit. And I don't think Tampa Bay hasn't been able to run the ball all year, so not having Fournette
Right.
doesn't fucking matter. But for me in this game, I think we're going to see Tampa's more so than their offense. I think Tampa will put up enough points to win. I think their defense is going to make a statement in this game. I do. It's a perfect storm. Nick Chubb is kind of in a slump at the moment. Jacoby Brissett is throwing the ball a lot.
Too
And
much.
that's
Too much.
a perfect storm to see Tampa just absolutely tear them
Well,
apart.
we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Nick Chubb doesn't do to them what Carolina did to them.
Honest to God,
So-
Nick Chubb in this game worries me. And I never thought I would say that about Nick Chubb this year. But we have seen 2 weeks in a row now him have very lackadaisical games. Call it play calling, call it him not running the ball well, call it whatever you want. But I think he's going to have another dud this week. I really do. I think Tampa's defense is a lot better than everybody thinks.
Okay.
So I am obviously taking Tampa and the under. You are taking Tampa and the over.
I'm taking Tampa.
Beautiful. Next up, in a game that for me is almost too close to call, the Cincinnati Bengals at 6-4 head into Nashville to play the Titans at 7-3. Cincinnati somehow, and I didn't understand this at all, is a 2.5 point favorite. The over/under 43.5. Vegas does not respect Tennessee. They have not
Yeah,
all year.
man, you're talking about a team that's won 5 in a row or some shit.
Well,
like
they
that.
lost to Kansas City.
Well, all right. So they won
Fucking everybody loses.
5 out of
Or
6.
Everybody
Or
loses
that.
to Kansas
Yeah.
City.
Um,
Shit.
But and then I started to think about this. I was like, God, Tennessee's so hot right now. They only lost to Kansas City by a field goal. And then
Right.
Cincinnati played Pittsburgh last week, and Pittsburgh had them on the ropes. How do you
Just like they did in the first game.
correct?
They match up very well with them.
At the end of the day, I am going to take Cincinnati in this game because I'm not 1,000% bought in on Tennessee. We've seen Tannehill not make mistakes, and I don't think that's sustainable because as we've seen in
Last
the
week,
past,
Tannehill was excellent last week.
and you know what? Tannehill always has those 1 or 2 games a year where you think
He's
he
for
could
real.
be the
Is it Mixon
future.
out?
Joe Mixon is out, but Jamar Chase is back. I don't
Having
think.
no run game is a big problem, man.
You know what though? Everybody says, "Oh yeah, Cincinnati's not gonna be able to run." the
Cincinnati
football."
doesn't need to run the football. They could throw the
One,
football
they don't
all
need
over
to,
the
and
field.
2, I think between Pirine and
Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine in the run game. I wouldn't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what you need to understand is this: Derrick Henry is going up against a really good defense.
a
got
really good
DJ
defense
Reader
up
back.
front.
Cincinnati got DJ Reader back. He's
Yep.
a run stuffer, and he's finally back from the first game of the year.
Correct.
This is huge. So I actually like the Bengals, and I'm going to take the over on this game because I still think that the Titans will be able to put points up. Derrick Henry's good for a touchdown or two. So, but I'm going to take the Bengals in this game.
I'm taking the Titans. I
Okay.
think Derrick Henry's going to have more than just a game.
You know, again, this one was not an easy one for me to pick. And I'm going to go with Cincinnati, but I don't know if I would actually like.
The thing about Tennessee is their clock management is so good because they have Derrick Henry.
Well, yes, they are able to
They're
control
able to
the game.
the entire game.
They are able to.
You got to be able to
completely
control the game. If they're not able to control Joe Burrow, he'll fucking light him up.
Yes.
He'll light him up.
That's true
And
too.
this is another thing. Tennessee's defense, as of the last couple of weeks, has looked better than I think people expected.
Correct.
But I'll be honest with you.
But that's
I
against
think
that was against lesser teams. I this is a true test for them.
this is
Yeah.
the first true test. Well, I mean, Kansas City was a test for them, but
Well, you see what happened.
correct. Ultimately,
I mean,
and,
Pat
and,
Mahomes is cute, and Pat Mahomes does what Pat Mahomes does to them.
Kansas
and
City,
the
baby.
thing
Sends them home
Kansas
crying.
City.
here's the problem. That was the best you're gonna see Tannehill play all year.
Yes.
And it still wasn't enough. So
Right.
that to me leaves the door wide open for Cincinnati.
Kansas City doesn't run the football either, so
Correct.
it is what it is.
I think I'm gonna stick with my gut there, and I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. But that one was a very hard one for me to pick.
It was.
I will say that much. Next up, one that's not very hard to pick. The Houston Texans head to South Beach to play the Miami Dolphins. Miami's a 14-point favorite. The over-under is 47. And I'll let Uncle Sam talk first to tell you how 14 points is too much because Houston's a pretty good team.
I just don't like the 14. I don't like
Well-
the 14. Miami's kind of clicking right now. Even though I hate the 14, I'm still going to take Miami in the over on this. Over 47. I think the Texans
over?
might.
You do realize that they have a third string quarterback in, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna roll.
Kyle Allen is.
Oh, God.
I just said I'm taking the Dolphins, giving up the 14.
He did. He said he's taking the Dolphins.
What?
Over. There's now.
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over 47 in this game. I got a feeling it
You
could be a
think
shootout.
The Dolphins are going to do that?
Kyle Allen can throw the football. Kyle Allen can throw the football.
God bless.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are going to eviscerate the Houston. Yeah, you can't even say that with a straight face, dude.
Hey, man.
The Dolphins are going to eviscerate Houston. For fuck's
Okay.
sake, Houston.
I'm not
doesn't-
giving Houston a chance to win this ball game.
Bradley
period.
Chubb is going to rip fucking Damian Pierce's face mask off.
I don't
Ass.
believe that. I think they'll be able to run the ball pretty well.
Oh, really? Have you looked at the last 3 weeks?
What?
Have you looked at what
What?
Damian Pierce has done in the last 3 weeks?
Listen, he's not a bad running back. I think
No,
he's the
he's
best
not a
player.
bad running
He's the best player on their team right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's like
He's a Lamborghini sitting in a shit house.
yeah.
They got a great young secondary over
But
there. I like their
the only
secondary.
problem is Lamborghini in a shit house can't do shit.
Okay. Whatever
Got no
that
money
means.
for gas.
Nobody knows what that means, but okay.
It's got
Moving
no
on.
gas.
Well, no, he has to make his pick.
I did.
Him.
I'm taking Miami.
Okay.
you.
Gee, that's
Wasn't
that-
born yesterday.
that's a wonder.
Here's the thing. This game is very, very simple. Miami's clicking hard, and I don't see them letting up, especially with their division. If you want to talk about
It's
division,
it's like
You're-
this. How quick is this game going to get out of hand?
yeah.
your tier picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami should have been in the top tier.
Anyway,
I don't
Well-
know why they weren't.
Let's see them play Houston this week, and we'll go.
we'll go from there.
Next up, in what I think could be very quickly the shit show of the week, we have the 3-8 Chicago Bears heading to MetLife to play the 6-4 New York Jets, who are now quarterbacked by none other than Mike White. After Robert Saleh benched Zach Wilson this week because Zach
Long
Wilson
overdue.
is
Should have been
fucking
done 2
awful.
weeks ago.
Why not Joe Flacco?
I don't know.
Mike White is young. He could throw the football.
Can I ask you a question?
I like that move. I like this
Why do
move.
you have your tongue up the ass of every single young shitty quarterback?
I like the
Davis
move.
Mills. He's good.
Listen,
Gets fucking benched.
Taylor
Kyle
Heineke.
Allen can throw the ball.
I would love to see Joe Flacco in there.
Okay,
to be
so
honest
then
with
don't
you.
sit. It's not a requirement that you blow Mike White because he's not good either. He lost his job to Zach Wilson.
But you know what? Here's the problem. If Mike White comes out now
Yeah.
and absolutely lights it up and they win a fucking few games,
Yeah.
then what do? They're in a fucking big dilemma.
Well, yeah.
What do?
Hello?
You shop Zach Wilson?
I mean, yeah, they might Josh Rosen him. Yeah,
Yeah.
they could.
You give
But
Joe
here's the
Flacco the
thing.
starting
They're
quarterback.
invested in him.
Stop it. Mike White's going to come out just like he did last year, have one game where he throws 350 yards, one
And that'll
game
be
where he
this game
throws
against the Jets.
300 yards
It'll be this game against the Jets or against the
against the Bears. Right. Mike
Yeah.
White could come out this week and throw for 350 and 3 touchdowns. And then next week come out and have another good game. And then absolutely fucking poop the fucking sheets after that.
Poop the sheets.
And that's what's going to happen. So, you know what? I'm going to take the Jets this week because the problem with Chicago is they, outside of Justin
We
Fields,
don't even know if Fields is playing.
we don't know if Fields is healthy. We don't know if he's playing. If he is healthy, he's probably not going to run the ball much because he's got a separated fucking shoulder. And it's just a perfect storm.
they're-
As much as I hate the Jets,
They're really missing Andy
Right
Dalton
now.
over there.
I hate the Jets right now. It's the last team I want to pick, but I can't, with a good conscience, pick Chicago.
Without Brees Hall, they are not the same team.
So I am going to take the Jets, and the over-under is 38.5, and I am going to take the under because
I'm going to take the over. Justin Fields ain't playing. No, I'm going to take the under.
Justin
also.
Fields is playing.
Oh, he is
Currently listed as he is
Well,
playing.
if he's playing, then I'm going to take the over on this
You're still hot.
and the Jets.
You know, we've all picked the last 3 games the same.
Anyway,
Yes, we have. Justin Fields, let's get a little update on him real quick here. Questionable for Sunday's game against the Jets. We've got 48 hours to assess his shoulder. So,
He's going to play. He's going to fucking play.
I'm taking the Jets and the under.
Okay.
Either way, this game's going to be fucking awful. It's going to
Okay.
be awful to watch. It's going to be a shit show. There's not going to be any fucking points. It's going to be just like it was last week against New England.
This is a defensive game. It's a defensive game.
It's a defensive game against 2 average defenses and 2 fucking
but you actually got
awful
somebody that can throw the fucking ball in there now because I'll tell you what, Zach Wilson was fucking horrible last week.
Zach Wilson was horrible.
He's fucking
Mike
awful.
White will have this will be his Super Bowl.
Yep.
Bruce?
I'm taking the Jets. And, you know, Salah, or how do you say his name?
Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh.
Saleh. He's got balls. He's got
I will
balls.
say that.
Because you're pulling your starting quarterback, the guy that you're supposed to be building your team around, because he's dog shit.
You want to know
Worse
something?
than dog
If he'd have had balls,
than
he would have
dog
done it 2
shit.
weeks ago.
But that's the thing.
To be honest,
think about it,
to
think about
be
it,
honest
think about
with
it.
you,
Dan
they
Campbell,
should have never made the change.
if
They
Jared
should have left
Goff,
Flacco in there till he fucking failed.
if Jared Goff were playing as bad as Zach Wilson,
Yeah.
would Dan Campbell put Jared Goff on the bench?
I would. And put Nate
But
Sudfeld
would
in.
Dan Campbell put
Oh,
him on the
Nate
bench?
Sudfeld can make all the throws.
Would any other
Here we go.
quarterback or
Blowing another young dude.
would any other team?
Nate Sudfeld.
So far,
Moving on.
it is Belichick and Robert Saleh have made
Hey.
this decision.
Hey. You got some Nate
Fuck
Sudfeld
off.
on your chin. Nate Sud. I can't believe you actually said Nate Sudfeld in front of
I
a
know who
fucking
he is.
Now he's
microphone.
stroking his. Now he's stroking the people.
I watched him at Indiana. He was quarterback of Indiana. In fact, he lit Michigan up.
Anyways, next up in what I think is going to probably be one of the best games of the weekend, the Atlanta Falcons head into FedEx Field to play the 6-5 Commanders.
The red hot Commanders.
Red hot Taylor Heineke led Uncle Sam engorging Commanders. Washington's a 4-point favorite. The over/under is 40.5 point. I'm taking Washington in this game. As much as I like what Atlanta's doing right now, and as cute as they are, Taylor Heineke's cuter. Point blank. Period.
The
Taylor
defensive line
Heineke-
for the Commanders will control this ball game.
I agree with that too. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I'll be honest with you.
I'm taking Taylor Heineke and the over.
Taylor Heineke. Who did we say was the welfare version of who earlier?
I'm sorry?
We said somebody was the welfare version of somebody else. Taylor Heineke is the watered down version of Pat Mahomes.
I like him better than Pat Mahomes.
Oh, Jesus, God in heaven. We've really gone awry here.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen to me. They're behind him. He's motivated these guys. These guys love this guy, and they're playing for him.
I
They're
agree.
playing very hard for him. Going to be hard to beat a team that plays good defense and has the weapons that they have on offense too.
Yeah.
They're a sleeper team. You got to watch out for them.
Because, and guess what? That running back tandem of Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson.
Yeah,
right
they
now,
just continue to win.
they continue to put up points. They continue to win. They have a perfect split between the two of them. They know what they're doing. They know their roles well.
Right.
Um,
And Atlanta's going through some shit now. Kyle Pitts out for the year.
And
They need to
Marcus
look for answers in their passing game,
supposedly-
and haven't has it.
Chase Young will be back this week.
Well, he's not back yet. He's actually practicing, but he's not.
He is questionable to play this week.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
say
he was
this.
questionable last week and the week before.
Is the Commanders are more of a well-rounded team than Atlanta is.
You're struggling to get words out.
I
today.
can't
You're
speak
fucking horrible
Because I lost
Anyway.
my voice in the Lions game. But what I'm saying is, I think,
saying is this. I don't know.
did you take the Bengals or did you take Tennessee?
He took Tennessee.
I took. Who did?
You did.
No, I didn't.
You took the Bengals?
I took the Bengals.
Oh, he took the Bengals. You took Tennessee.
I took
I'm
Tennessee.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Okay, who are you taking in this?
Commanders.
There we go.
Like I said, they're more of a well-rounded team.
I agree.
In my opinion, Atlanta is one-dimensional. It's Marcus Mariota.
well,
You have Cordell Patterson, but I mean, is he going to return for you?
It's not even that, dude. Listen, they got to figure out their passing game right now because they can't throw the ball for shit.
no, they can't.
No.
They can't.
So
I mean, when Zacchaeus,
outside running the fucking ball,
Marcus
they're
Mariota is winning them games.
pretty
Zacchaeus,
one-dimensional.
You don't think Zacchaeus has
Zacharias.
game? Zacchaeus, Zacharias, whatever the fuck his name is. No, Washington. Washington's a team of destiny right now. I truly.
They are. I believe so too. Their defense is starting to play a lot better. Their secondary's looking better. Better watch out for them. They're a sleeper.
If you'll notice when I was talking about the Chicago and Jets game, I said this might be the shit show of the week because this has every fucking making in the world.
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
Because Sam Darnold is back.
dude, what the fuck, dude?
Sam Darnold is back. I am taking the Panthers, and I'm taking the under for them to beat the Denver Broncos and getting actually a 1.5. And I'm taking the Panthers this week.
You're awful.
My lock. This is my lock. The Panthers.
You're awful.
You know, he's got a point.
And
He's
Sam Darnold.
got a point.
Going to be a different team out there this week.
Sam Darnold might look like Tom Brady out there this week, dude.
You guys are fucking. That is this. This could be the
My
worst
lock.
take of the day.
That's my lock, by the way. Change my lock to Panthers, please.
Hey, the fact that we're sitting here talking about how the Panthers might actually beat the Broncos.
Yep. Yep.
Listen to me. Listen to me. This is. I mean. You are actually putting. You're telling people that they should bet on Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, that's right. They're gonna get their fourth ball game, their
They're
fourth
going
win
up
this
against
week
the Broncos.
against the putrid Broncos.
The Broncos are indeed putrid, but not that putrid. Give me
Listen, the
Denver.
Broncos lost a heartbreaker last week that they thought they had in the bag, and I got a feeling that Russell Wilson's going to lose every player on this team.
Listen to me. They are putrid, but not that putrid.
Okay.
Give me Denver. Give me Denver -1. Give me the under. This game is going to be 14-7 or some bullshit like that. It's going to be awful, but I'm taking Denver. No questions asked.
This is fit for me to take Denver.
What?
It's fit for me to take Denver.
V
Because I took Denver
505.
last week, but I'm taking the Panthers. He's
Okay.
got a point.
Okay.
I think Sam Darnold's going to come out here and make
Sam
You want to
Darnold.
know, you wanna know
It's
how
gonna
I knew
make
I made the
Denver-
right choice there? You know how you both took the Lions last week?
Uh,
That
But
was
yeah,
the
we
line.
also took them the 2 weeks before when they won, so
Right.
don't even say it.
moving on.
Next up, we have the Chargers facing off in Arizona against the
You
Cardinals.
missed a game there.
Huh?
Ravens.
He's bouncing around.
Oh,
Bouncing around.
all right. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you want to talk about the Ravens? Talk about the Ravens. Okay. Baltimore and Jacksonville. Baltimore's heading down to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Baltimore is shockingly only a 3.5 point favorite, and the over/under is 43.5. But I think I know why Baltimore's only a 3.5 point favorite.
Lamar Jackson 6 still.
Lamar Jackson still has
Issues.
syphilis. And here's the again, and I've said this every single week.
This
Let's
is
get
the
down
type
to
of game
brass
that Baltimore
tacks.
loses.
This is the type of game that Baltimore loses. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how Baltimore keeps winning games with nobody to play. With nobody to play. You have Kenyon.
Demarcus Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. At some
Good
point,
coaching.
at some point, this team has to get exposed for not having any talent. Period.
That could happen this week.
There we go. This is what I like to hear.
You know what? I originally said that Ravens would win this game. I'm going to take Jacksonville in this
Because
game.
Lamar, that's
And the
only
3.5.
reason.
And I'm going to take the over 43.5.
The over?
Did you hear me?
Bruce?
Did you hear what I said?
What?
I'm going to take Jacksonville this game.
Yes, I have. I
guys are
yes, I
right.
can hear.
I said I would probably take the Ravens prior to that, but I'm going to switch my pick and go with Jacksonville.
This, when you look at it, it's like, okay.
They're due.
the Ravens are gonna win
Jacksonville's
this game.
due for a big
But
win.
why am I having this step back? Right?
Jacksonville due
Yeah.
for a big win.
Why this is hard. I'm taking the Jags.
Jesus, mother of God.
I got no voice.
I'm taking Baltimore. Yes,
Okay.
this is a game that Baltimore.
This could be the setup game leading to
Yeah.
the Lions game next week.
Yeah.
And this is what's going to happen. Jacksonville's going to win this week and win next week, and it's going to fucking throw a monkey wrench into everything.
Yes, I agree with you to an extent, but
Okay.
This is the first time you're
Baltimore
taking
keeps
Baltimore all
finding a
year.
way. Baltimore keeps finding a way to get it done. They're 7-3.
Yeah, but guess what? That's going to run out. That lot kind of shit going to run out on them, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
you
Well,
love
I don't
Baltimore.
know.
I know
I
that.
don't know.
I listen, I'm a
They're 7-3,
Ravens guy.
man.
I love Ravens. I love the defense. But you know what? They've been underwhelming this year. They have not been the dominant defense
Man, they
of
got
the
Roquan
past.
Smith, man.
They haven't done anything since Ray Lewis left. They haven't been the same. It's been awful. It really has. And you look at the stats, that'll tell you.
You know how hard it is to make a defense like that?
Anyway.
Look at Seattle. They haven't been able to replace what's there.
Yeah.
Next up, the Chargers head into Arizona to play the Cardinals. The Chargers are a 3-point favorite. The over/under is 48.5 points. And I'm
Actually, they're a
surprised-
2.5 point favorite now.
No, they're a 3-point favorite.
I got 2.5.
I got 3.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
You know,
Go.
I'm sorry. This is about the game prior.
Oh, okay.
You going against your man, Trevor Lawrence.
I know. You want to know why I'm doing this? Because I
Why?
don't think
Why
Jacksonville.
are we still talking about this Jacksonville?
I
game?
know, because it just
Because I
clicked.
don't think Jacksonville's going to win 2 in a row, and I think they're going to fucking beat the Lions.
Because he's stroked off Trevor Lawrence all year.
All right.
And I think it's going to be a close game because all of Baltimore's games are close. And at the end of the day, who do I trust with the ball more at a tie game with 30 seconds left? A sick Lamar Jackson or Trevor Lawrence? And I trust a sick Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Okay.
The Chargers and Arizona game, for me, this one just fucking sucks too. There's a lot of shitty pickable games this week. And I'll be honest with you, Kyler is supposed to play. Keenan Allen's supposed to play. Mike Williams might not. Now they're saying Hollywood Brown might not. So we don't really know who the fuck is actually going
It's
to
a
play.
shit show
this
right
year.
here.
This is
the shit show of the week. The first 405 game is a shit show of the week.
This is an easy call. The Chargers have gave every team that they play to run for their money.
Mike Williams out. Rondell Moore out. Byron Murphy out. Trace McSorley, we don't care. I don't know.
Yeah, but they've been injury prone all year long, and they've still won games.
They're
Here's the thing: if the
500.
Chargers want to be
Let's
relevant,
stop sitting here and talking about how the Chargers are this fucking awesome team. They're 500. They're one game better than the Lions.
Joey Bosa's gone.
I'm taking.
I don't know.
I'm
I,
taking
you know what?
Chargers.
And that's
what?
the difference maker for me. If Mike Williams is out, that's the difference maker for me. For some reason, when
was
he
out
was
last
in
week.
last week, what?
He was in for what? A couple plays.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
in
but when
for a
he's in,
couple
he's
plays.
dangerous, dude.
Correct.
He's the guy
Right.
that makes the spectacular plays.
And he's the one.
So I'm going to be honest with you, dude. Is it just me or Justin Herbert has been very fucking underwhelming this
He's
year?
been very average.
And you know what? I'm not even going to talk about the injury.
I think it's
because we're
he's playing
fucking
better
5
because
weeks
with the
out of the
injury.
injury.
I think he's still hurting.
I think we're 5 weeks out of the injury, and you know what? He makes bad fucking decisions. He does.
think it's his-
Is the guy talented? Absolutely. But you know what? The receiving core this guy has, he should win a lot more fucking games than he is.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely. I'm calling him out.
Who are you calling out?
Herbert.
He said
Justin
it.
Herbert.
Said it
I'm
right.
calling
He
him
said
out
it right.
because
Said
you
it
know
right.
why? He needs to fucking perform, dude. He has 2 solid fucking receivers there.
Yeah, but they
And I
haven't
don't
been
care
on the
if
field all
one's one
year.
Yeah,
there
what-
one week, one is there the other week. They got the Palmer kid. He can put up some points.
Palmer and
Yeah,
Carter
DeAndre
are the only
Carter
people
can
that
put
haven't
up
left
points.
the field. I mean,
He's
Austin
got.
Eckler.
Listen, he has probably one of the best running backs in the league, and he
The
has a
best
one
pass
dick.
catching running back.
He has a one dick. Stop already. I don't know, dude. I'm starting to wonder if this guy is
It
as
is not-
good as
listen,
everybody thinks
listen.
he is.
if you're gonna sit here and say that he's the problem there, that's ridiculous.
Yes, I am.
That's
Yes, I am. It's on his shoulders. He's the leader of their team. Okay, he has to play more consistent. He's been very.
Why don't you say that about Jared Goff?
What do you mean? I do say. Listen, Jerry Goff is more consistent than he is.
Oh wow.
Look at their numbers.
Yeah, because he has
Look at the
one
fucking
guy
numbers.
you can trust.
Look at the numbers.
The numbers don't
Look
mean
at the
anything.
numbers.
They ain't winning games.
Doesn't matter. Neither are they.
Better than we are.
I think
One
Mike,
game. Go ahead.
Mike Williams is the difference maker for me in this game, truly, because I think Arizona's starting to get healthier and they're on an upswing right now.
Correct. DeAndre Hopkins is a beast.
And for that reason,
I'm going to take the Cardinals in this game.
God, I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
don't even know why I asked you earlier who
Go
you're
ahead.
taking.
I'm going to take the Cardinals.
I'm going to take the Cardinals in this game as well. I just think, realistically, Arizona's due.
and Kyler Murray's back, and he's cute.
And the Chargers' run stop is fucking awful. So this might be the first game we get to see James Conner actually.
I will say this though about that.
It's gonna be Kyler
Listen,
Murray.
they moved on from their little defensive lineman that the Raiders had signed and picked up, and he had a fucking good game against the Broncos.
Against, you want to say that again and think about it?
He had a good game against the Broncos. The defensive lineman that,
Say that again.
San Diego
Say it
dropped.
again.
Say it
Say it
one
one
more
more time.
time.
And think about what you're saying.
What are you
Saying
talking
you
about?
have a good game against the Broncos is saying like
Well, he did. He had a good game against the Broncos.
it's saying you won the spelling bee on the word fucking
Well,
water.
we'll see. They're going to have to go up against Seattle here,
You're a
and
like
we'll
this?
see.
I mean, god damn.
I'm
You had a
taking the
good game against
Cardinals.
The Broncos.
I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm going to take the over on this game.
I know Bruce is taking the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you want to
Taking
know
the
what's
Chargers.
fucked up? So me and it, because you were late today, we already did our picks, and he picked the Chargers. And
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
so am I writing
you
them
gotta
down for no
change it.
reason?
yeah, I'm putting him in as we go.
I've changed my mind.
Because I've been doing the same.
I'm actually putting them in as we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that. Next up, we have, honest to God, I mean, there's really no easy games this week.
Who's the better coach here?
Which game are we at?
Pete Carroll.
Okay.
Is
Las
Pete
Vegas
Carroll a
Raiders-
better
I thought it
coach
worked.
than Josh
The
McDaniels?
Las Vegas Raiders are heading up to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Seahawks are a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under is 47.5 points. And there was one, I was originally going to pick the Raiders in this game. And as soon as I saw the game was in Seattle, I changed up. And I am going to take the Seahawks for
Go ahead.
I was like, is he finally going out? Is this it right now? I was like, what the fuck?
Last
is that? The fuck? He just gonna pull a blowfish and go out here at the podcast desk? Pull the blowfish? God.
I'm also taking the Hawks in this game.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, Sparrow.
Kenneth Walker.
I'm taking the Raiders. Give me that black and silver, baby.
Okay.
You want to know something? As much as I'd like to see the Raiders do it again,
Oh,
I would love to see Derek Carr
I know.
rip the asshole out of Pete
They are
Carroll. I would love to see
going
it.
to do it
so
I would love to
right
see it.
here, right now. This is might be a game of the week.
But you know something? It's just I can't trust him yet.
I can't either.
And honest to
can't
God, I
either.
think this will be one of the last few games that Seattle wins this year. Because I
Really?
think Seattle is really going to start to trend down. I think this game is going to be very fucking ugly. And I'll be
But
honest.
they're playing at home, and that's the only reason why I
Correct.
want to take
That's
Seattle.
the
'Cause
only
they're at
reason
home.
I'm taking Seattle too, is because they are at home. Because I
And knowing
told you
me,
earlier-
every time I pick a Josh Jacobs will go for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns
right.
in this game.
You know what I mean?
And then I'll look like an idiot.
No. Listen, at the end, no, you want to know when you looked like the
Hey.
idiot was when you took the Lions last week,
Okay.
or on Thursday.
Hey, you can't
Anyway.
even say that because that was a close game. You can't
Anyway.
even say that.
Anyways,
Who you taking? Raiders?
I'm taking the Raiders.
Who you taking?
I took Seattle,
Take the Hawks? Okay.
and I'm going to take the under. You know what? I'm going to be real with you. I've taken a lot of unders this week.
Yes.
I think this is kind of going to be a week of unders. I think you're going to be. I'm going to have some slumpy football this week, to be honest. I don't know why I feel that
These
way.
games aren't.
I just do.
You're right. You're right.
It just feels like it's going to be a slumpy weekend of football. It's just going to be a shit.
I don't know
fucking weekend
about
of football.
them other games might be
It's
slumpy,
'cause
but
we
this next
got through
game,
the highlights already. We got
Oh, no.
three games
we're
that
headed
mattered
to
this
Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City and to see the cuteness himself, Pat Mahomes.
week. Oh my God! You don't even shit. You
A
don't even talk
16
about that
point-
fucking game.
Yeah.
That is
16
KC written all
Point
over, dude.
favorite.
At
16 points.
The
For
Rams. The
Matt
Rams are.
Staffordless
You want to know something?
LA Rams.
I saw this stat. There's people out there who don't have the Rams winning another game all year, and the Lions picking at 2 with that pick,
That could be.
Yeah.
and that could
That
be.
could be.
Yeah.
There's
that
a
could
scenario
damn
where that
well
happens.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ugly right now for the Rams.
It's going to get there's that first overall pick is going to be between a couple of teams. Obviously, the 1-8 Houston Texans.
Stop. It's not. It's not. It's not between a couple of teams. The number 1 overall pick will go to the Houston Texans.
Okay.
I mean, I know you have this odd love affair with Kyle Allen all of a sudden.
Okay.
Who I didn't even know was still in the league. I thought he was working at the Whataburger down the street from the
But
state.
you got a bunch of 3-7 teams. Jacksonville, the Raiders,
the Rams are the worst out of all of the 3 and 17.
the Steelers.
The Rams are worse than the Steelers.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The Browns.
Absolutely.
Stafford's
Browns.
out.
God.
Stafford's out.
Okay.
Their starting center is out. Ashawn Robinson is out.
Yes.
It's
I would
over.
take the Chiefs giving up the 16
So would
points.
I.
And you think, but here's the thing: is this game going to be over at the half?
Yes.
Absolutely.
How many points
Even if
is
it's close.
Kansas City going to put up before the half?
Personally, what I think,
I would say at least high 30s.
you want to know the only thing that kind of gives me the heebies about this game is
Yes.
that Travis Kelce might not be able to just score at will because Bobby Wagner will probably be shadowing him.
That could be
So
possible.
I don't expect Travis Kelce to have 5 touchdowns this week, only like 2 or 3. So
All right. Well, I'm going to take the over on this. I'm taking the over, and I'm taking the Chiefs.
you're taking the over?
Over.
Over?
Yeah, because I think
You
Kansas
think
City's
Chiefs are
going to
gonna
put
do that
40 up
now?
by themselves.
Yeah, but you want to know what Kansas City showed who they eviscerated a couple weeks ago, and they had everybody out the whole fourth quarter.
That's what will
the
happen
Chargers.
again. But they're going to put up 40
No.
points
Was it
before
the
that
Chargers?
happens.
Yeah, they might.
Yes.
42.
Well, Chargers
Thank you.
last week, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Well, you'll see. You'll see here.
they.
I'm taking the over,
I'm taking the under.
and I'm taking the Chiefs giving up the 16.
I'm going to take the Chiefs, anything, and I'm going to take the under. I just think the Chiefs will put up 35, 38 points. The Rams kicked
Now,
a
if
field
you
goal.
come back here and say I'm taking the fucking Rams, dude, I'm throwing this can at you.
Me?
Yes.
I started this segment with this has KC written all over it.
Okay.
Kansas City.
All right.
And you know what? I didn't like them at the beginning of this season.
I don't think a lot of people do.
But you know what? They ain't the cream of the well, they are the cream of the crop right now.
They're the cream of the crop in the
But
NFL.
I hate the Bills more than them. So
He hates the Bills because
Anyway.
they peed on his shoes. This
no, I hate the
weekend.
Bills because they ain't Italian and they ain't the mafia. That's for goddamn sure. So
Oh my God.
cheese grater.
I don't even know what to fucking say about that.
what? What?
Next up, we
You don't
have,
hate
on.
the Bills?
what'd you moving,
Moving on.
We have the New Orleans Saints heading to Levi's Stadium to play the 49ers. The 49ers are a 9.5 point favorite in a line that I know Uncle Sam hates. The over-under is 43.
Hate that
And
shit.
I think this is going to be the exclamation point game for San Francisco. I do. I think San Francisco's going to
This is another game. This is written all over.
He disagrees.
Oh my God. 49ers are going to steamroll them, dude.
I mean, they fucking hammer fucked Arizona.
Dude, do I have to say anything?
Kyler Murray didn't play in that game.
No, do I have to say anything right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't know which Andy Dalton's going to show up.
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't-
It
come on.
doesn't matter.
There's something that's like saying,
It
"Oh God, I
doesn't
don't know
matter.
which Sam Darnold's gonna show up. I don't know which fucking." I mean, come on.
This
dude.
defense is
Alvin
on
Kamara.
fire.
Chris
Jimmy
Olave.
G.
You want to know how you know when he's full of shit? You're full of shit.
You know
San
what?
Francisco
The
by
duck
two.
face.
You know
the
what?
duck
You want to
face,
know
there you go.
something? You want to know something?
Go ahead, take him.
I'm going to take the Saints here.
Do it. Make yourself look.
Getting
Go ahead.
9.5 to cover, not to win, to cover.
Oh, that's cop out shit.
Although I
In
will
what
say
world-
this
what
is
Cameron-
it's cop
in
out
what
shit.
world with Cameron Jordan out and Andy Dalton as a starting quarterback against this defense who only allowed 10 points to Arizona last week. Arizona
Without Kyler Murray.
Guess what? Andy Dalton's not much fucking better than Colt McCoy, except Arizona actually has receivers.
I'm
Come on,
I'm gonna
dude.
take the Saints. This is a divisional game,
Oh,
and I'm going to take the New Orleans Saints to cover.
you know what? I'm going to put the Saints in there for you so everybody can laugh at it.
Go ahead.
but,
Awful take.
I mean,
Go ahead.
it's more of a take than if he would
The
have chosen
Saints
the
are
Rams.
dog shit.
They're getting a 9.5. Thank you.
They're not dog shit.
Pick one then. Pick the fucking
I'm
Saints.
no, I'm taking the 49ers.
Okay, yeah.
I'm taking 49ers.
God.
But the Saints are dog shit. It's not like the Chiefs versus the Rams.
Guess what? The Saints will. You know what? I can make you a promise right now. After this game, the Saints will be moved
Listen,
into the dog shit.
You
category.
gotta fear. You mean you gotta have respect for Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
He can make things happen.
Yes, but guess what? You guys are forgetting. San Francisco has the best defense in
Right.
football.
Right. But
And Alvin
I'm just
Kamara
saying
has
it's going to be a
shown-
closer
Alvin
game.
Kamara has shown at times this year when he plays really good defenses, he can kind of get quiet. So that's fine. Yeah. Against fucking garbage, he can put up 5 touchdowns. That's great. Up against the 49ers in San Francisco, I'm surprised you didn't make mention of that one.
I did mention that. Actually, it's not San Francisco. It's Santa Clara.
Santa Clara.
Moving on. Green Bay heads into Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football in a game where Uncle Sam is just probably going to be wrecked the whole time. The Packers Philadelphia's a 6.5 point favorite, which I'm shocked it's that close. The over-under is 46. And in order to stay relevant, Green Bay needs a W here that I don't think they're going to get. What do you think?
You know what?
Oh, Jesus.
It's 8:20 p.m. The lights are out. I'm going to go against every known thing that I know and believe in. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers into 6.5 points to beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Next time you fucking call me a bandwagon fan, the next time you
That's not bandwagon.
Not bandwagon.
That's not bandwagon.
I'm not bandwagoning.
If he was bandwagon,
I
he would
have a
chose
feeling
Eagles.
that the Green
No,
Bay Packers
he
will
was-
win this game.
He had literally been molar deep in Jalen Hurts' ass all
was.
year,
He was.
and then now all of a sudden, and I said
I
last
just think
week,
that 6.5 points is a lot
Hey, whoa,
for
whoa,
Aaron
whoa.
Rodgers.
You got to remember, it's not the you show, Robert. It's you choose your pick. You told me that last week too.
Doesn't mean I am
Doesn't mean
off
he's
the
still
band.
stroking him
doesn't
off.
mean I'm off
He's
the
just taking Green Bay
Philadelphia
to win.
bandwagon. I just got a feeling they're going to lose this game.
He's still got Jalen Hurts by the fucking balls.
You know, there's been some bad takes on this show, and there's been some awful picks. This week takes the cake. Who are you picking?
Here it is.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Thank you.
Get
At least
ready,
somebody here's fucking
because
thinking.
But he's not wrong. This has the making.
Christian Watson,
At 8:20,
Christian Watson
freaking
will have
Aaron Rodgers.
10 catches for fucking 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in
won't
this
matter.
game.
This is a primetime game.
And it
this is
won't fucking
Aaron Rodgers.
You-
You never count him
I like
out.
the
It doesn't
Eagles.
matter who his receiving core is.
I like the Eagles, but I'm taking the Packers to knock them off. And Aaron Rodgers get his fifth.
If the
win of
Eagles
season.
win this game, you're not allowed to take them the rest of the year because you turned your back on.
Anyway. Okay.
See, that's the thing. I'm taking the Eagles,
Because
but
because the
I'm
Eagles
still
are gonna win
having the
this game.
same feelings that you're having about
I
Aaron
just
Rodgers.
think
But I'm
6.5
still taking the
points
Eagles.
with Aaron Rodgers in a
I mean,
primetime
literally
game.
all you two have done for the last 2 weeks is absolutely fucking grill me about my take on the Green Bay Packers. And now all of a sudden they go to play who Uncle Sam believes is the best team in football.
They're the best
and
team in
Hey,
the
this is
NFC.
the first year I've actually given Green Bay
Best team in the
any
NFC.
sight of recognition or faith.
So if they're the best team in the NFC, how do you think a hobbled Aaron Rodgers, who came out today, has had a broken thumb since week 5?
That's
and he's
okay.
been playing through it.
Aaron Rodgers.
That tells you how he deserves the MVP.
Because it's Aaron Rodgers.
He didn't deserve it last year, but I think he deserves it this year.
What? Okay.
We've lost complete control. Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh and Indianapolis. Give me the Colts. Colts are team of destiny. I love
Really?
Jeff Saturday. I love how motivated this team is. I know Pittsburgh had a
this is
very
gonna be a
nice performance
very good
last
game.
week against Pittsburgh had a nice performance against the Bengals. I don't care. I'm still not sold on them. Give me Indianapolis. Matt Ryan, baby. Matt Ryan's hot. Give me it.
This is going to be a very good game.
Oh, for the record, Indianapolis is a 2.5 point favorite, over under 39. I'm taking the under in that. I don't think you're going to see Pittsburgh offense do what they did last week. I'm taking the under and give me Indy minus 2.5.
I am going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers
Yes, sir.
and the 2.5 points.
Fucking awful.
And I
Kenny
just-
Pickett show, baby.
I think this is the type of game where the Steeler defense with TJ Watt back shows up.
Third week back.
And I got a feeling
time's the
that
charm.
that Kenny Pickett will show everybody how good he really is. Kenny Pickett, the budding star of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I love Najee Harris this week. Love him, play him, play Najee Harris this week.
Dude, don't do that.
Do you see his eyes when he's
Don't.
looking at the camera?
Play him. Play him. Who are you taking in this fucking dumpster of a game?
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, baby. Let's go. Kenny Pickett, baby. Let's go.
All right. That was the honest to God, you guys never cease to.
I know I went a little off track this week. My picks originally weren't what
I've
they
always
were,
been a
but I
Steelers fan.
thought about it, and I have a right to change my mind, just like every woman does in this country.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a solid point.
Yes, it is
Solid.
very solid. And with that being said,
Hold on.
A married man knows.
So locks of the week. My lock of the week is going to be Tampa Bay over Cleveland.
oh gee, that's a fucking big lock. Go ahead.
Well, who the fuck is yours?
You already know who mine is. I said who my
The
lock
Carolina
is.
Panthers.
Carolina Panthers, baby,
We'll
with
see how
Sam
that plays
Darnold.
out.
Sam Darnold.
And Bruce, who is your lock this week?
My lock. I'm taking the Chargers.
Oh, Jesus. God
wow.
in heaven.
You guys watch.
Okay.
Watch.
I mean,
Just remember, they're going up against a quarterback that's very cute. Not as cute as Pat Mahomes, but secondary cute.
hey, if you're listening to this and you have real money, don't. Just don't. Anyways,
And just
lie.
don't, but the
Don't
guy
lie.
who makes the worst picks on the show usually is right. So
well, so far on the week, I just want to go out on the record and say I'm 2-1. because I picked Buffalo and Dallas. You guys are both 1 and 2 because.
No, I was 0-3.
Oh my God, you did go.
I was
0-3.
0-3.
He was.
You were
I-
stupid
I-
enough to
I
take
took-
the Giants.
I took the Patriots, the
He was.
Giants,
He was.
and the Lions.
Because we talked about how stupid he was for taking the Giants.
So if you're looking to us for help,
But I did cover in all of those games. So if you're gonna take my picks and my advice, go ahead.
But then again, that was a close game.
what was a close game?
That was a close game.
All of them.
All of them. Those were the games of the week.
Close counts in one thing and one thing only:
And what is that?
horseshoes, baby.
And hand grenades.
And Bruce getting a woman in his bed. Anyway,
Shotgun
Which
to the
is
dick.
worse. Which is worse than
Shotgun to the
that.
dick.
Anyway, those are this week's picks. That's what our thoughts on this weekend's games. We will be back with you guys on what fucking Tuesday to recap this weekend of absolutely atrocious football. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you haven't yet, check us out on Instagram and Twitter at TipBalls, TikTok at TipBalls Podcast. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Music, you can watch us on YouTube. Remember, if you're watching us, you might as well subscribe. Thank you guys so much for listening. You heard from us.
Do it. You won't regret it. Do it.
No, you probably
Do
will,
it.
but why not?
It's all right to look at his face every so often, but yeah.